Greetings, friend. I will show you how to solve this puzzle using a trick that you will see repeatedly in New York Times Hard Sudokus. Not only that, I will show you another trick that you'll need to know if you want to get faster at solving championship Sudokus. Click below if you want to give this puzzle a go. And with that, it's solving time. I love the grid here. You got this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then over here, you have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But what immediately drew my attention is this 1, 2, 3, and this 4, 5, 6. Let's start up here. You notice there's a 1, 2, 3 right here. And then you have a 4, 5, 6 right here. Well, this 4, 5, 6 plays into this column here in block 3. So 4, 5, and 6 cannot be in those 3 cells, which means they can only be in these 3 cells. And so this creates a 4, 5, 6 hidden triple. Okay, this is something you'll see in the New York Times Hard Sudokus all the time. All right, because it's harder to spot these hidden triples. And so what we can do is we can put a 4, 5, 6 right there, get rid of that 5, and now you know this has to be a 7, 8, or 9 naked triple. And we can remove the 9 from right there. And so now we've put a bunch of restriction here on column 8. Because of this 2, this has to be your 2, and this is going to be your 1. I love this, but we're not done. This is just the first hidden triple. There's a lot of symmetry in this puzzle. So you want to look over here, and the same thing can be applied in block 7. You notice you have a 4, 5, 6 right here. You have a 1, 2, 3 right here. So the 1, 2, and 3 cannot be in these 3 cells. And you're like, well, Timberlake, why is this called a hidden triple? Because if you look right here, you could put a 1, 2, or 3, but you could also put other possible candidates. Like you wouldn't know if a 9 could go there. You wouldn't know if a 7 could go there. But since this 1, 2, and 3 are limited here, we know that those are the only 3 candidates that can be in these 3 cells. And so now we can make this a 7, 8, 9. And we can remove the 7 from there and the 8 from there. And I love this. Again, you will see it over and over in the New York Times Hard Sudoku. You want to look for it. If you want to get better at solving the New York Times Hard Sudoku, I created a free solving guide. Click on the pinned comment below to get that, and you'll start solving it much faster. Also, stick around because now I showed you these cool hidden triples. There's some more tips I got to give you if you want to finish solving this particular puzzle. So we have this 1, 2, 3, 4. You got the 7, 8, 9. That leaves us with a 5 and a 6. Well, I got a 5 right here. So here's your 6, and there's your 5. And now we can remove the 5 from right here, and the 4, 6 now becomes a naked pair, and we can solve this 5 right there. Looking really good. Okay, let's look over here and see if there's other restrictions. Because this 1, 2, and 3, they act as pointing candidates, which means a 1, 2, 3 cannot be anywhere else along this column. And so you have a 1 here in row 4, a 1 in row 5. A 1 can't be here anymore. So the only place left for a 1 here in block 4 is right here. And now with this 2 cutting across and the 2's pointing up from here, the only place for a 2 is right there. Awesome. I love how this works out. And we can kind of do the same thing over here. You notice you have this 4, 6, 4, 5, 6 pointing down. So 4, 5, and 6 cannot be anywhere else along column 7. Well, you have a 6 in row 6, 6 in row 5. 6's can't be here, so this has to be your 6 here in block 6. And then now, with this 5 coming down and this 5 cutting across, we can solve for 5 right there. Lots of symmetry going on here. We're making a lot of great solves. I love how this puzzle is shaping up, but we're not done. Like I said, I'm going to give you a couple more tips and tricks here, and so I'm not done giving those to you yet. Well, the next thing you want to look for here is right here in block 5. Okay, this is my next tip. You see how you have a 2, 3 right here? You have a 2, 3 right here. And there's only 2 cells remaining right there, and we're going to color those up. Let's make them orange. Well, where could the 2, 3 go here in block 5? They can't be in these 3 cells because of these pairs of 2s and 3s. So they have to be right here. So this is a hidden pair. Okay, just like a hidden triple, a hidden pair means that no other candidates can be in these 2 cells. And so now we've restricted a 4, 5, and 8 to these 3 cells because that's what's remaining in block 5. Well, I have an 8 and a 5 right here. So this now has to be your 4. I have a 5 right here. So this is your 5, and that's your 8. So nice use here of a hidden triple to make some more solving. Awesome. Okay, and now we just filled in some more squares here, and we're creating a bunch more restriction. And now we want to go where there's the part of greatest restriction. And that would be right here in column 6. You notice in column 6, you only have 3 candidates missing, a 2, 3, and a 6. That's where you want to look next. You'll notice that a 2 can't be here because of this 2. It can't be here because of this 2. So this has to be your 2. And as soon as I get out of that color mode, I'll do that as a 2. And since you have a 3 right here, this will have to be your 6. And this is going to be your 3, which is going to allow us now with this 3 and this 2 to solve this cell for a 1. And we can eliminate the 1 from those 2 cells, and it creates another naked pair. Okay, after doing that, we want to start going across row 3 here. All right, you notice you got this 5 there. Yeah, this one and this one. So the only place for a 1 in block 2 is right here across row 3. And then we have a 7. Looks like this can't be an 8. So you're looking for a 7, 9, and a 4. Well, I have a 4 right here. So this has to be your 4. And this is going to be your 7, 9. If you like these tips about hidden triples and hidden pairs, and naked triples, subscribe to Smart Hobbies, and then share this with someone you know who wants to solve Sudoku better. I'm sure you can think of somebody. After doing this, let's go down here to row 9, okay? Because we have quite a bit of restriction coming here. So it looks like we have a 1, 2, and 3. You have a 4. You have a 6, 7, 8, 9, all right there. So this cell has to be a 5, and that's a naked single. And so now we got a 4, 7, 8, 9 working across this bottom here. And so you got a 4, 7, 8 here. So that means this actually has to be your 9. And so now we're looking at removing this 9. And you have, looks like a 4, 7, 8. Well, the 4, 6 is a pointing pair. This cannot be a 4. So here's your 4. And then this is going to be your 7, 8. And then let's look here in column 9. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need a 7, 8, and a 9. Well, you notice with these 2 8s, the only place left for an 8 is right here. And so that will leave us with just a 7 and a 9. But with this 8, we can solve this for a 7, which will allow us to solve this cell now for a 9, and that's going to be your 7. And with this 9 right here, this has to be a 9. That's going to be an 8, and you'll see what we have here is called a full house. There's only 1 candidate missing. We know we can solve this right away because you have 8 other candidates. The only missing candidate is an 8, so we can solve that for an 8. We have another full house right here, which allows us to solve for a 9, and now we can solve this 7 and this 9. And I call this disambiguating these naked pairs. As soon as you have an opportunity to solve them, do it, because then you can get rid of a lot of that clutter on your grid. All right, we know this 2, 3 has to be in these 2 spots. So we know we can solve this. Also, we have 8 cells here in block 4. So this has to be your 7. That's the only thing missing. And with this 9 and this 7, we know we can solve this for an 8, that for a 9, that for a 7. Awesome. And so we're making a lot of great restriction. This one coming down, we're going to switch to cross-hatching and find a hidden single, 1 right there. This is going to be a 1 or a 3. So here's your 1, here's your 3, which allows us to solve this for 2, and that for a 3. Awesome. And then I don't see a 2 in here, so I got my 2 here. And then the only thing left, hopefully you can see it, is a 6 in block 8. And as soon as we solve this 2, I know I can solve that for a 3 and that for a 2. We have another nice full house bringing us up here. It looks like I'm missing a 3, so I'll solve that for a 3. And then what we're missing here looks like a 4 and a 7. Can't quite solve the 4 and 7 yet. So we need a different column for some more restriction here. You see how this 3 cuts across row 1? I don't see a 3 in here, so I know I can solve this now for my 3. And now we can solve this for an 8, which is going to allow us to solve for the 7 and the 8. I remember saying there's a 4, 7 here. So here's your 7, here's your 4, which will allow us to solve this 6 and that 4. All right, we only have 2 candidates left. I like to look right in here and go, okay, I need a 6 and a 9. Here's my 9. So there's your 9, and there's your 6. Watch this next video to get better at spotting hidden triples. Please consider supporting me through my Buy Me a Coffee page. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching.